Hello, welcome back, World Wide Web. Welcome to the Hangin' With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. Thanks for logging on and tuning in. We are at the 35th annual Necronomicon in Tampa, Florida, and I am hanging with Glenda Finkelstein, an author, one of the Hangin' With Web Show's first authors, actually, that we interviewed, and the creator responsible for Dragon's Throne, which is the latest book. Among other and sundry, but we'll put those down in the description for you, and we'll talk about Dragon's Throne.
Very good.
How's that sound? Dragon's Throne, book blurb.
Yes, book blurb. Dragon's Throne is book 2 in the Redemption Chronicles series. Book 3 will be coming out next year. The Dragon's Throne is the sequel to Rumors of War. So where the dragon is actually taking over the land, and the humans are having to ally themselves with the dwarfs that have been missing for 2 millennia. So they have to find them in order to ally themselves with them in an attempt to overthrow the dragon.
That's a long time to be missing.
It's a long time to be missing.
The posters weren't working at all.
No, they weren't.
Not at all.
And they ran out of milk cartons. So.
The milk, yeah. See, the problem with those ancient times is no milk cartons.
Yes, exactly.
You know, all buckets, no cartons. Yeah. Cartons would help find these things. Okay, so. This is the follow-up, and I know we talked about the other book last year.
Yes, we did.
So let's kind of throw people into the series real quick. Let's get the blurb on the first book, too, so they can... We want you to buy both.
Yes,
This is a twofer deal.
Well, basically, it's an epic fantasy series. I call it a combination of Tolkien meets Game of Thrones. So it's a little edgier than a Tolkien epic fantasy, but not quite as...
So
right there.
Somebody lives.
So somebody lives. Somebody does live at the end.
So it's Tolkien with a little bit of Martin, but not enough to depress you.
Exactly. But basically, you have in the first book, King Ophir is using the prophecies from the Chronicles of Destiny to assume power.
Okay.
And so by actually fulfilling the prophecies, he actually brings it to pass, opening the abyss, which releases the dragon. And the dragon has a hard-on for the dwarfs, which is why they've been missing for 2 millennia, because the dwarfs actually tricked the dragon into getting back into the abyss.
Okay, so now very, very Tolkien-esque in that your dragon has a personality.
Yes.
This is a personification of monstrosity, not...
Yes.
It's not a big dumb monster.
It's not a big dumb monster. It's a conniving, clever.
Those are the scariest of the big monsters because they think.
Yes, and he's a shapeshifter as well.
Yeah, shape-shifting. He's already a dragon.
He's already a dragon. He can shapeshift into a humanoid form, so he can communicate his orders a little more effectively.
I'm not hanging out in any of her universes. I won't even know the bad guy. He'll come up and start hanging out with me. All of a sudden, I'm filleted or something. So, all right. How have readers responded to The Dragon's Throne, the sequel?
They have responded very well. As a matter of fact, I've had a lot of people that have read both books and said, you know, I'm not a fantasy fan, but I love these books. So it broadens,
can't ask for higher praise than that.
Yes, it broadens the audience a bit to where you have some of the fantasy things that are there, but it brings in other elements that I think people can relate to a little more.
That's fantastic. Now, we first talked to you here at Necronomicon last year. I was looking at the table.
Yes, sir.
What day last year were you not at the keyboard? Because that's a full table. It's a lot more, there's a lot of space filled that wasn't filled last year.
It was not filled last year. I mean, well, there was a couple things that we actually had to re-release.
That
we had to finish polishing up. But I try to get a book out every year is my goal, because I also have a finance career. So.
Success.
Yes.
All right. So also, on other news that we discussed last year a little bit, one of your stories has actually been a screenplay and a short film.
Yes.
And is at present, if we can talk about it a little bit, being looked at as a major motion picture.
Yes, sir.
That's got to be Cloud 9.
It is. It
For a
is.
writer, you gotta
yes,
be,
because it's being considered by a major studio. So that is very huge for
Just
me.
pins and needles, people.
Yes,
Pins and needles.
pins
They're
and needles.
reviewing right now.
Yes.
So
and they've actually come back and asked for more information, which is excellent because
Yes.
they also mentioned that they are considering either a feature film or a TV series.
wow.
So I'm very
Wow.
pleased.
So yeah, I would say, just very undertone. I'm very pleased.
Well, you have to understand this has been an 8-year journey.
Yes.
From the time we produced the indie short film, which put us out
So it's
there
a measured excitement.
So it's a measured excitement because through the year we've been in various production houses and from China to
just
the US.
so they're aware, that measured, reserved feeling. When you get the yes, that's when we'll get the passing out on the
there
floor.
will be a sonic boom.
Boom. Yeah, I was gonna say
yes,
that's
there will
when,
be a sonic
I was
boom,
gonna
and
say,
that will
yeah.
be me.
Yeah, because she's very good at that. She's got that whole yes, well, maybe it's being considered. Already, I'd be excited, but I know 8 years
Well,
and
it is
multiple
excitement
times.
because you go 2 steps forward, a step back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. You know, it's this dance that you do in this industry, and each stage you kind of get a little closer, and you just kind of move in, and it's you learn stuff along the way, but you also learn unless that check is cleared the bank, you don't jump up and down.
All right. Well, okay. So last year we talked all about books and all about process.
Yes.
In the last year, we've learned that the internet apparently really wants to get to know Glenda.
Very cool.
Okay? So they've comprised out of Facebook memes and Twitter posts and everything else a list of questions that are all about getting to know you, personality questions. Okay?
Very good.
So here we go. We look up here and we say, pretty easy, who's your favorite bad guy or villain? Can't be one of your own.
No, it's got to be Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
That's 2 for 2 this weekend, folks.
But not the prequel Darth Vader.
Not the prequel.
Not the prequel.
Not mini Vader.
I like the Darth Vader that they presented in the original
the
three.
Darth Vader that was really mysterious.
Yes, it was really mysterious. Anytime you go explaining your villain, it just does it a disservice because it makes him more terrible or less terrible than what you really wanted him to be.
It makes him more relatable. And,
yes,
and
exactly.
Sometimes we need a two-dimensional bad guy. It makes
Yes.
us feel like there's a good and an evil.
Yes.
And okay, the ultimate superpower.
That I would like to have?
Yes.
I'd like to fly without an airplane.
Excellent. Flight is a good power to have. We know you're a prolific author, screenwriter, even actress.
Yes.
Yes. But what is your hidden talent?
Oh, Lord.
You're going to let the World Wide Web in on something no one else knows, except for maybe Tony.
Okay. I enjoy doing needlework and painting.
You do?
And
so
I also
visual
garden.
arts.
Yeah, visual arts, and I have my own flower garden, my own serenity garden out back that I do.
For those of you that don't garden, that is a talent. That is a skill worthy endeavor because I can't make things live very long.
Yeah.
Like herbs that are supposed to grow anywhere, they die if I touch them.
Well, I can't do vegetables. I do flowers. Flowers do great. Vegetables, not so much.
If you could be on any game show, what would it be?
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy. All the writers love the
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy, man. All the writers love the Jeopardy.
Because there's so many neat clues and trivia and stuff, but across science and English and history.
I would love to be on Jeopardy, but my stay there would be so short because those people are so much smarter than me.
Well, I'm not saying I would actually qualify, but I would want to be on. It'd just be fun.
Yeah.
You know, because Jeopardy is like writers are explorers.
Yes.
And that's basically, that's what
even
Jeopardy
if
is
you
like.
don't get the question right, you get to learn something new.
Exactly.
And it makes it all worthwhile. So, writers love stories. We love to tell stories.
Mm-hmm.
We love to read stories, see them on the big screen. Whose ghost would you least like to run into? What storyteller? You know what? We'll even make it a fictional character.
Okay.
If somebody could just come to life in front of you, what would be the one that you were like, hell no?
Hannibal Lecter.
Right there with you, sister. I ain't going near that. I could be too offensive, and he doesn't do good things to offensive people.
Yeah.
And no, there's no way I'm
Yeah.
playing that. So where can people out on the World Wide Web find you next in person?
In person, it will be Bartow Sci-Fi Con.
Bartow Sci-Fi Barton is coming up this February. That's
Yes,
right, February. So check out, find Glenda at Sci-Fi Bartow, right? Yes. And let's get the book blurb again, just for the series in general, so people know what to find.
Series in general. Wow. Basically, it is an end-of-the-world scenario set in a fantasy land where the good guys win.
Does it get much better than that?
But there's always a twist. I like my
Always
twist
a
endings,
twist.
so there will be a shoe that drops at the very end.
Look for it. It's coming. So, as we wrap it up, we're going to say thanks again to our partners and friends at Something Unique Magazine, Wordfire Press, Florida Book News, Space Coast Comics, our great friends over at Famous Faces and Funnies, and the terrific folks at the Historical Miniature Gaming Society South for sharing these videos all over the World Wide Web. We have really got a chance to grow this channel since we started here at Necronomicon last year. I'm GW Pomichter. We've been hanging with Glenda Finkelstein, the author of Dragon's Throne and Other and Sundry. Get down to the description, check out those links. Remember, subscribe, log on, tune in, and see who we're hanging with next.